Gianna is a fun-loving little girl who loves pink and sparkles and makeup and jewelry.
She is the girliest little girl I could have imagined. She likes to play princess with her little sister and Legos with her big brother. She's just starting sports and starting to like playing soccer with her friends. And she really likes school. She's in kindergarten this year, so it was a big year for us.
Robert is your typical 7-year-old. Loves to read, loves math, loves to play sports, loves taekwondo.
He's your basic normal kid. More excited now than ever before because of the seclusion he had while he was under the bubble when he had leukemia.
Robert was your typical 16-month-old toddler. Loved to play, get along with his sisters. One day he started a fever. Thought nothing of it, thought he was teething. My pediatrician requested blood work to be done. His blood work was a mess. So then we had to be transferred to the Cleveland Clinic for a blood transfusion. And they started a battery of tests on him. 2 days later, they said that our child had leukemia.
He was immediately had to be forced into surgery. 90% of his bone marrow was already filled with leukemia. From then on, we had a grueling time of pretty much living at the Cleveland Clinic, constantly having surgeries with spinal taps, 3 or 4 blood infusions. Pretty much had to keep him in bubble, so any little cold or anything else would immediately land him with a high temperature back at the Cleveland Clinic.
It was the most devastating thing a parent ever wants to hear, is your child has cancer. And he was just so tiny, and we didn't know what to do. He was just so fragile in my arms, holding him, knowing that what he was about to go through was torture.
When Gianna was first diagnosed, she was just over 3 years old. She came down with a fever, yellow skin, upset stomach, diarrhea. But I did call the doctor and brought her in, and I said to the doctor, she just doesn't look right to me. And she said, I agree with you. And she did a finger prick to check her hemoglobin levels, and she was in the alarmingly low range. At the ER, they found the same blood counts, and she was low across the board, and they said she needed to be admitted to Cleveland Clinic Children's. So we went straight downtown and didn't return home for 18 days.
I think the hardest part was just the uncertainty of what was going to be next. The feeling how unfair it was for her. Adults get sick. You don't ever expect your 3-year-old to get sick.
The hardest part with dealing with Gianna being diagnosed initially was to hear that treatment was going to be over 2 years, and to know that that meant for us that we would be living in a bubble. For a long time, we really didn't understand what it meant because we were so involved directly in her treatment that we couldn't think outside of what we were experiencing. And as things began to calm down, we began to see what resources were available and that there were lots to take advantage of.
The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society was tremendous in helping us with answering our questions, to simplify things that sometimes doctors take for granted and speak above our grasp of what's exactly going on.
You're overwhelmed in the hospital, you're scared, there's so many unknowns.
We didn't know exactly what to do or what to expect, and it's so much information to try to digest. So just to have an organization that could help us get a handle on what was going to happen and give us hope.
The LLS was able to tell us stuff that we didn't know about, that doctors and nurses didn't even tell us about, and guide us through this roller coaster we were on.
It provides support for families directly, but also provides research support.
There's actual science back there, there's actual research going there to make sure that our future is going to be better, stronger, and there is going to be a cure.
There's only 4% of the federal budget provided to research childhood cancers. We can do better than that. Without the LLS, we wouldn't have a way to provide extra support financially for cures and for new treatments.
One thing people should realize about the Leukemia Lymphoma Society is how much of the funds that they raise go directly to research and not overhead, or, they're really focused on the cause and using all the efforts that they have to find a cure.
Life with Robert now is amazing. To see him become a black belt and can kick somebody's butt is, for a parent, I'm just so proud of him for what he's done and accomplished.
He will have a future. He has beaten cancer. Together we could get the word out and make sure that more research is done and that this leukemia is stamped out.
Now that we're 6 months out of treatment, things are amazing. Almost to the day she finished treatment, she started kindergarten. It's wonderful to have her, be a normal little kid.
As a child who has made it through treatment and come out smiling and happy, we can let other families know that it's possible, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. This is a hardship that no one should have to endure, but with the support of LLS, people are able to get through it.
Thank you so very much for your generous support and donations to make the LLS where they are today.
Without you, we wouldn't have Robert in our lives.
Thanks to the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, Gianna has a brighter future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for making someday today.
Thank you for making someday today. Thank you for making someday today.